Maverrik Live. Our relationship manager, Kurtis here.
Hello, nice to meet you all.
Hi, welcome to your debut of Maverrik Live.
I know, I've been very excited about it, even though I've managed to dodge the past few somehow.
You now brought into the fold. Would you like to give everyone who may not know yourself what you do at Maverrik?
So basically, I am the relationships manager of Maverrik. I deal with the majority of the inbound inquiries. I also help Dean himself. I'm sure you've heard from Dean previously before. From his LinkedIn, he generates a lot of leads. So I'm there to also help and organise and basically manage through that. Yeah,
so with all our strategies, all of our little things in the background, that generates quite a lot of interest in people coming to say, oh, hey, what's Maverrik about? Can you help me? So you answer a lot of the questions.
Yeah, I think we've been very fortunate at the moment. Obviously, with the rise of digital, everyone's looking to move to LinkedIn.
Everyone's stuck at home, aren't they? So
yeah,
it's one of those
literally, everyone's stuck at home. Obviously, because we've sort of been owning the space for about 2 years now, we've obviously put a lot of effort in. We've got everyone in our company sort of pushing our brand awareness every day posting. We are getting so much traction from people just either asking, what's LinkedIn? How can I take things further? How can I generate business? How can I push my profile or my company further? Yeah. So we're getting a lot of that all the time.
I think people are now realizing how easy it is to learn and develop yourself online, because a lot of the time it was like, oh, I can do a course, or people think, oh, I need to go into formal education. But you can learn so much just from finding the right, tutors, finding the right webpage, finding the right resources online. Yeah. And that's the hardest part, really, is finding the resources out there.
Yeah. I would say, because like with anything, anyone who sells anything, obviously you'll see online when people are selling these forex trading things for like thousands of pounds, or drop shipping or LinkedIn. You can always find everything online if you really looked hard enough and obviously really went for it. But you go to people and you go to companies because they have that organization, they have that strategy that they've worked through and it's almost perfected.
It's just streamlining it.
Yeah. But like you said, I think the rise of learning is online learning is really pushing, because especially with COVID at the moment and like pupils learning from home, everyone's obviously trying to develop themselves to sort of see what they can do in the digital world. So I think it's a thing that's really going to be going insane. Over the next couple of months.
The reason why the reason why he was brought in is to help with the obviously with the inbound.
Yeah.
When it comes to answering questions, because I was watching this. It was like a trainer talking about how when people have been approached with something, they immediately go for the sell.
Yeah.
Someone just asks them a basic question, which is like, oh, hey, I'd like to know more about, this product. And they immediately go, oh, quickly, get me with a call. And they give them like this huge long paragraph. So how do you define when to just answer a question or when to like push for something that might be useful that you, like obviously Maverrik offers?
Yeah. I always work from the same strategy. So some of you may have seen me on some of Dean's social selling programs or his social selling accelerator, where I always talk about a study that Microsoft done years ago, where they said it's all about touch points. So funny enough, I think about 45% of people don't ever follow up. So always have everything organized and always follow up. Some people, even at previous sales jobs I've always had, people are always scared to follow up because they don't want to be that salesperson that sort of tries to catch up with people.
They don't want to be pushy.
They
don't want to be like, oh, hey,
Yeah,
they don't want to be desperate.
Exactly. But they think that everyone else is the same.
Yeah.
So if 10 people say they're going to follow up, they think, 10 people is going to bother them. But actually, 45% of those people don't actually follow up. So you've almost got that. So also in that study, that they said that 80% of purchases happen on the 8th touch point. So I always work on that. So no matter when someone comes to me, depending on whatever they ask, I always try to assume that is the lowest touch point that I've had with them. So that will be touch point 1. Whether they've been on our webinar, it will be touch point 2. So no matter what question they will try and ask me, I'll always try and find out more about their business. So even if they're going straight away asking about our courses and how to join, I'll always ask about their business, just obviously show.
Yeah,
because you want to build a relationship.
And it's easier on LinkedIn as well, because obviously if they message you to say, oh yeah, I love the free training you was a part of, and then they ask you a simple question like, oh, how do I create the perfect headline? And then you're like, oh, okay, so you'll click on their profile, you learn more about them, then you answer the question, I guess.
Yeah, because you see it all the time, even on LinkedIn. because we're so profound on LinkedIn, we even get people that offer us sales and obviously how to improve our leads. Straight away, they'll ask what you do or what your company does, and you know that they're asking because they want to jump in with their sales straight away.
Yeah.
I think people forget the importance of striking up a conversation, and it's so important to do that on LinkedIn. No matter if someone's asking you for your business straight away, it's still important to find out about what they do, how you can help. People always love to talk about themselves, so you just have to ask the right questions.
the art of, I mean, it's not small talk really, because you just kind of want to learn and you want to develop a relationship.
Yeah. Because people buy into people, so the more you share with them, so whether they will ask me about a webinar, I'll let them know about future webinars. Obviously, I can share any PDFs that might be helpful to what they're going to that webinar for. So if they're coming to us to talk about ideal clients, I can share like an ideal client PDF with them, just to get them in that cycle. So they're having more touch points, and then eventually
they'll buy from you. Do you find it easier to engage with? Do you find it easier to engage with someone who kind of worked out who they are and what they're about? Because obviously people will respond differently. So when you ask a question, how long does it take you to go? Oh, okay, they're going to need some more help, or they'll be the perfect person to follow up on.
Yeah, I think if you build a relationship right, and you spend time learning to know that person, easy because they become very open to you.
Yeah.
So every time me and Dean's had sales calls or discovery calls, I've even said it to our previous clients, it's such an easy job for us. On that sales call, it's not even a sales call, it's almost
it's like how can we help, I guess.
Yeah, so it's almost them reassuring that we are the ones to help them.
Yeah.
And it's cost straight away, and then they're happy with it. We don't ever have to pitch anything, but we don't ever have to pitch anything because we've spent so much time posting regularly, sharing what we do. Helping them in the private messages, any short inquiries that they have, whether it's like, how can I do this? Or would you mind looking at my posts?
Yeah.
We spend time doing these little things. So when it comes to the big things, we don't actually have to do anything. It just converts itself. Yeah.
I think that's what salespeople want, don't they? They want that phone call, because as soon as you're at that phone call point, it's a lot easier to just, basically, it's just note taking of how can we help, are we the right fit?
Yeah.
And that's kind of just like a cut by numbers conversation, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But getting that phone call, can be a tough point, because a lot of people decide to go for the phone call from the second message, don't they? It's going to with touch points. Like, people want to go for that second touch points because they want to just rush it.
Yeah, true. Because it can be quite hard because even when you get to the third, fourth touch point, sometimes even when I've had quite a few good conversations with someone, straight away I want to offer my service and my business straight away. But you have to remember not to get too carried away, because of the old way of business or sales per se. People used to fly through phone calls and almost everything was a numbers game. So you want to get past as many no's. So for however many no's you had, so let's say you had 10 no's per phone call till you get to your yes, you thought if I make 100 phone calls, I'd get 10 yeses.
Yeah.
But it's not like that anymore. Now you need to spend time and obviously build rapport with every single member.
Is it easy to forget where you, I think it's actually easier to remember which touch point you're kind of at, because you've got that backlog of messages if you're doing it on social.
Yeah, I would say the best people that will sell the most will always be people that build the best rapport and the people that are the most organized.
Yeah.
So I would say not to worry about too much of like how many touch points you're on, but as long as you keep a trail and keep like a good pipeline and like a diary of where you are, if you're going to follow up with someone, make sure you note that in your diary, set alarms, whatever you have to do just to make sure that you're there, because obviously whatever you do that helps your credibility. Yeah,
and it also shows that you value their time as well.
Yeah, exactly. So
even if it's not going to be an immediate sale to you, if you still offer something to them, like everyone has something to value in a conversation. Like no matter how much money they had, no matter what their business is at, no matter how big up the ladder they may be, any conversation can be beneficial for you as long as you offer something of yourself and you build a rapport.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all about building familiarity. So obviously the more people get familiar with you, the more they trust you, and then the more you earn their respect. And obviously that's when the purchasing starts happening. And obviously the relationship or like the collaboration. We've had so many clients that we've worked with, but we've maintained that relationship after, even though we've got the sale from them. And then they've gone on to buy more, or they've recommended people that have bought big products from us as well. So it's always worth keeping in ties with that and just basically focus on building the relationship with everyone.
So even though you've been brought in predominantly for the sales aspect of things, are you enjoying delivering a lot of it? Because you've done a lot of the teaching yourself, so you're kind of upskilling as well as giving up the learning section of it as well. Do you find that engaging? Do you like doing that?
To be fair, I do really enjoy it because I've before, even when I joined the company, I was never really too big on. Well, I didn't really know too much about LinkedIn myself. I only had about 100 connections. I think now I'm on about nearly 11,000. So
you've
really gone for it. Yeah. So to be fair,
me on LinkedIn.
I'm really enjoying the ins and outs of it, and I think although I'm the sales guy here, it doesn't really feel like sales.
Yeah.
Because we're a company that really focuses on relationship building. We don't do any cold messaging. We don't really do any cold calling. Everything's just built on just conversations. And as you see, I'm quite a chatty person in the office. Do you mean like I enjoy talking to people? So it's just something that.
That's why you're a relationship manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really it's really great to see the new way of doing things, because when I was growing up, I always feared about being like the shirt and tie, just like coming to the office, just like being that type of person. But it's not like that around here, and we found a way of doing things which makes us comfortable with our own personalities, because everyone's really weird and different in the office, and we've all found a way to make like the entire structure work.
Yeah,
and having the sales aspect of things, you don't feel too pushy or too
like
that.
No,
and that's just the way we've structured it.
It almost feels like our culture. So everything we do, whether it's posting, how we talk to people, it's not something that we have to think about. It's almost natural for us now, where I've come from a lot of big companies where sales is everything, and sales is very like, you've got to hit these numbers hard, you've got to make these calls, you've got to talk to this many people, you've got to get this much in. Whereas we're now focused on building as many relationships as possible. So what I always say to people as well, the pipeline that you want to focus on is like the touch point pipeline. So it's not about no's or how many people you've gone through or how many people you rang and like burning relationships. It's all about getting them in your world. And your pipeline could be people that have obviously touch point 1, where you've only like spoke to them once or they've seen a webinar, touch point 5, and then the touch point 8 plus are all the ones that are ready to buy, and you just keep cycling them in.
It can be little things as well. You don't need to buy everyone dinner. You don't need to start.
A touch point could even be like, "How's your day?" And
just little things.
Just something where you're checking up on them, or even if you see a post or see that they've shared something to do with football. If you actually.
As long as it's not that copy-paste brochure of, hey, check out my ways. Like, that's not a follow-up, is it?
No. But as long as you put some time and just...
Hey, really, how are you? Buy my stuff. It's like, no, imagine go into a shop and do it. It's like, nice day. Yeah, buy a screwdriver.
Honestly.
It's like, no, okay. How's the weather going? Oh, it's all right. Buy a screwdriver.
We have loads on LinkedIn where people just start messaging you, and they're the ones who come to you, but they still ask what you do and what you offer, whereas I will always... Although I've invited people, although I've spoke to people first, I will always check their profile just to know. Just so it gives you that
just so you've got that little bit of extra, understanding of them. Because I mean, a lot of the time people ask you a question, you could have learned this if you just spent 2 seconds to look at my profile.
Yeah, precisely. So we always get help by salespeople, and it would be nice to have one to go, oh, I see Maverrik does this and that. We do this. What else do you guys do? Something along those lines, where a lot of people go, "Oh, hello, seen you. What do you do?" And then as soon as you mention what you do, they're like, "Great, here's my product. Buy from me."
Cool. Like, obviously, you didn't care about what I did.
No.
I spent like 10 minutes on typing it down.
So you know deep down what people are after, but unfortunately, I think people, because we live in an age where things are very quick. Every person wants things really, really quick to happen. And
especially now, because there's more strain on businesses now to bringing more sales to get more results quickly. So we need to find a really quick way to reinvent your sales. Which brings me to the webinar. January the 12th. Do you want to do the plug?
So on January the 12th, we have another free webinar, which is called Reinvent Your Sales. So this is where we'll help your sales team perform great digitally, basically. So
I just wanted to find a way to get that to segue. I was just proud of that.
So Dean will be very happy that we've managed to get that one in. But basically, if you've got a sales team, we can obviously get you guys to perform digitally. It's something that we do on a day-to-day business. So we're one of those companies that we teach what we preach.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's I'm going to say it's all about finding the non-pushy but really effective way of social selling.
Yes.
Which is how we do things, which is how it works now, and it's what everyone is now scrambling to try and achieve in like this current
Yeah.
situation.
Exactly. And January is a very important time. So although the national lockdowns obviously happened very early, January to March is a very important time for businesses. So now is the time to really own the space, build your brand awareness, and really go for it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in for
problem.
the little show. We'll probably see you throughout the year.
Yeah.
Talking about a variety of different shows, topics. I'm not going to be here on Friday because I'm moving house, so good work on that. Two moves in during the I can't say it, but you know what I'm talking about. Well, thank you so much for joining us for Maverrik Live today. Hello, guys. We're just about to pop off, but the replay will be here all the way throughout. But thank you so much, Kurtis, for joining me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining me and watching. If you're watching on a replay, we'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:15. And have a lovely rest of your day.
See you later.